Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners in Sonoma County to highlight small business and grow our community. I'm your host, Amy Ehlers, a mom, realtor, and Sonoma County native, and I'm excited to connect you to some amazing people in this beautiful area that we call home. Welcome back to the Beyond the Vines podcast, and thank you for listening. Today's episode is really special because it's my 100th episode. Woo! And honestly, I just want to take a quick moment to say thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing all of these business ideas and people with me so that I can do these reach outs and meet everyone. It's been so amazing to get to know the community more, get to know the businesses in our community more, and share that with everyone. So thank you, and thank you for listening. For this milestone episode, it only felt fitting to sit down with two people who have played such an important role in my journey, both in business and in building a life here in Sonoma County. Today, I am joined by Payne and Nieves DeMartini, who are the co-founders of LivXplore Real Estate and Lifestyle, and the visionaries behind the beautiful boutique brokerage we call home right here in downtown Petaluma. Sean is also the creator of this in-house podcast studio where every episode has been recorded, which makes this conversation feel even more full circle. In this episode, we talk about their journey, what inspired them to create LivXplore, how they're rethinking the traditional real estate model, and what it really means to build a business rooted in community, collaboration, and connection. So with that, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. What a good idea. We're so happy to be on your 100th episode.
Woohoo! I kind of have to give a little credit to Jeff because he said, you have to have somebody really good on for your 100th. And I was like, oh my gosh, I do. Who should I do? And then I was like, I haven't had you guys on yet. And you're business owners.
Now we got to be really good.
You have to be super good. Jeff's going to listen. The pressure's on.
Yeah.
Hi, Jeff.
Just kidding. He probably doesn't even listen. That's what I'm being honest. So what is LivXplore Real Estate and Lifestyle, and who do you serve?
That's a really good question. I didn't look at the questions beforehand because I wanted to be organic that way. So who are we? We are a local boutique brokerage located in Petaluma, but we service much of Northern California, Marin, Sonoma, Mendocino, a little bit of Napa County that way. And I guess, a few years ago, we all worked for Pacific Union, which I thought was a great brokerage that way. But then I saw, obviously it was bought up by Compass, and a lot of the boutique brokerages were bought up by the larger firms. Mm-hmm. And so I saw an opportunity. At the time, a lot of people were saying, the boutique brokerage is going to go away. And it just didn't make sense because so many industries are going to more of a smaller boutique feel that way that I really just saw it as just noise, and that there was going to be an opportunity to create boutique brokerage. And sure enough, we've been quite successful in growing the business, and other boutique brokerages as well as sprouted up. So it's certainly not going anywhere. So.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the vibe of Sonoma County too, is to really value boutique and any business model. Local. Mm-hmm. Agree. So that's really interesting. So what inspired you to do it together?
I think we've always worked together. So I don't know if any of us had a choice. Basically that way. That we were a team before, and. I wanted to start a brokerage, and so, I don't think I really gave any of us a choice. It happened during COVID. I got locked up and said, I have this idea. And, she thought I was a little crazy.
I was going to say.
What are you going to call it? And I was like, LivXplore. And so she's an English major in college, so she's totally had a hard time with the name. This is not right. And I'm like, no, this is good. I tried to explain the concept that way. So, so she bought in. But at first I thought she was like, this is crazy. So.
I love that. That's really funny. What was kind of missing in the traditional brokerage model that made you think we can do this better?
How long do you want this podcast to be?
It can be long. This is my favorite topic.
So I just
in the world,
find that any big business corporation becomes clunky, and really any corporation, their fiduciary duty is to their shareholders, right. And not the agents themselves. So I just thought that I've always been a weird processes. I'm infatuated with processes, back end processes that way. How to increase efficiency. That's always been kind of my thing. Mm-hmm. And so I'd always ask management, like, why are you doing it this way? Why are you doing it this way? We could have a better service if we did it this way. And so, like, but it always came down to, like, there was just a corporate process. Pacific Union was really good because at the time, Mark McLaughlin was the owner and CEO, and so I had a direct line to him. And so we could make changes that way. But when that went away, it just there's better ways to give the agent a better experience, and that will translate to the client having a better experience. And so that was kind of the focus. So.
Definitely. And for the agents, I think culture was something that we really wanted to ensure. We had, again, a really good experience at Pacific Union, and we could feel the difference when it went to a bigger one. And so that was something that we kind of had always hoped to recreate or have something similar to where people feel more at home and it feels more family-like than corporate.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We're actually saying the same thing, just from different angles, because when you have like the corporate environment, again, like the duty of the corporation is to protect their shareholders and the stock value, right? So that means that you may bring in agents that aren't great to the business, but they may close a couple deals that year, which will help the bottom line of production. Where like a boutique brokerage, or at least we're like geared towards, we want agents that really are like full time. That's not to say we don't take on agents that like are making a transition in life, but we really want agents that buy into real estate and want to be here full time. I call it the water cooler crowd, but nothing, in my opinion, is worse than having the water cooler crowd in a brokerage where they like hang around the water cooler and just talk about random stuff that has nothing to do with real estate. So it's totally a distraction. So we don't have that here. So yeah, like that's the same thing as like that hurts the culture that way. So we just look at it from different sides that way.
Yeah. So. I definitely think the culture, you've like tapped into that. I felt that since the beginning, but not just for agents. I hear it from like my clients, my neighbors that come to all of our events feel like home here. My kids come in when I'm not even here with their friends. So yeah, you definitely have the culture going for sure.
They are cute girls.
I know.
All kids, all your kids.
All of them. They really are. So this might be a Sean question since you weren't officially on board. What does the name LivXplore mean, and how does it kind of reflect in your philosophy?
Yeah, so I saw that, so we're LivXplore Real Estate and Lifestyle. And so I just think that like this trend's been going on for a while, but people move to a community not for the home. They move there for for the community and the lifestyle. So live is like, I see it as like a combination of two words, where live is really the housing portion, where, you move to an area for housing, but really like, and what we want to do is make sure that you're living the lifestyle that you want, that you're exploring the areas, the neighborhoods that you want, getting the most out of your community that way. So live is the living portion of the home, and explore is like, we really want to make sure that, our realtors are really advisors, and we like really want to make sure that the person has a great home buying experience. And even a bigger part of like the home is the community and the activities and things around the home that way. So that's the explore portion of the verbiage that way.
I love that. Yeah. Are you on board now? Did you have a choice? No, and I think you've really tapped out. Like, I know personally, like I get a lot of questions that are not necessarily real estate related, but community related. Like, where is Santa this weekend? Like things like that, because people look at the agents here as having like a good pulse on the community.
We're community ambassadors.
Exactly, and we all live here, and a lot of us have lived here forever. Right. So yeah, I think that's a key piece. That's amazing. What kind of experience do you want clients to have when they work with your agents?
I want them to have like a really smooth experience. Like I guess I equate it with the iPhone, where you just like turn it on and like you don't need instructions because it's very intuitive. And so like I want them to have that similar experience that way, where you take the bumps out of the road. But real estate, as you know, is constantly bumping that way. So that's like part of it's having good agents here that can anticipate issues that way, but also being able to educate agents, helping them with like trends that are coming down the line, things of that nature. Basically like a good agent in brokerage identifies problems before they happen. And so my job is like on top of the agents is to look for potential problems that are going to be happening in the market, things of that nature, so that client gets like a really smooth, great experience that way.
I love that.
Yeah. And to feel, personal and important. And, I think that all the agents here actually really good at that.
Yeah, we have a really good group of agents. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think now that you're saying it, I feel like, Sean, you're really good at kind of keeping us in the loop on what's going on like the broader scale and to be aware of, and like industry changes, but also like technology changes and that sort of thing. And Nieves, I feel like I call you all the time just to like talk through everything, and you can help foresee things. So you kind of have both angles covered, and that way as a team.
That's our different roles.
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of brokerages out there, even boutique ones. What sets LivXplore apart?
I don't know, 100 podcasts.
We have 100 podcast episodes. No, we have more than that, but if you count everybody.
No, obviously we have a great team, and that'll just keep coming up throughout the podcast, because that's a really important who you assemble and how you protect that culture and that environment. We're also we're lucky to have this great location to be downtown, to have that hopefully that kind of access for all the clients, and that people feel comfortable stopping in. People do. Clients
people do stop
in. Hey, is this agent here? Is that agent there?
Totally.
So
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Can't come to work in my pajamas, that's for sure. That's amazing. And kind of like from an agent perspective too, I'm going to give a little shout out to Cara. She is, I feel like, as far as like front desk management goes and all of that, I think that's probably superior to a lot of brokerages as well. She's got it all done. She's got it all handled. So how do you support your agents in a way that's different from more traditional brokerages? And we've kind of touched on this a little bit in terms of like processes, systems, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it goes with the last question, how we're different that way, is that we're like, I've always been steeped into processes and like how to make things efficient. I've had like the same virtual assistant team for over 9 years now. So we lean heavily into like virtual assistants, and now with AI automation, it really just empowers like virtual assistants and allows us to do that much more. So I would say like, we're the only brokerage that I'm aware of that has like an in-house marketing team, so that like, as you fill out a form and then the listing process starts and you get like, a virtual tour and drone photos and things like that. So like, I just think that's what we're different as. That's what I'm always focusing on, is like the process of how to make things efficient and give the agent a really good experience that way. I don't know how many brokerages, big or small, focus on the back end processes as much as we do.
That's a great point. Yeah. Gosh, I always forget too that they're VAs. I always think of them as just like staff here, like even though they're not here.
Well,
they are here. Yeah, that's amazing. How do you balance high level professionalism with that more community driven approach?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I'm going to make note of that.
I need to move my car.
So our location here is amazing.
So I would say, wait, can you repeat the question?
Yes. So how do you balance high-level professionalism with that more community, personal approach?
I would say it probably goes hand in hand.
Yeah. I would say how you can't really separate it out.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. That makes sense. Why was it important for you to plant down roots here in Petaluma specifically?
Let's see here. Why was it? We had a team here, her and I, and so the majority of our businesses, our previous brokerages had been in this area in Petaluma, so it seemed like a natural fit. But also, like specifically, I wanted this building because this was my dad's CPA firm was right next door. So growing up here, I was like coming down and doing like the landscaping work for like $3 a week or whatever like that, and so. He passed away about a year before I started this. Wow. And so there was some motivation that like, at the time it was like COVID and everyone was like, oh, everything's going remote, the business will never come back and things like that. And so we had so many vacancies down here. And so I just started driving around being like, where do I want my real estate brokerage? And so I kept coming back to here. It was like bigger than what I needed because there's only a few of us at the time.
True.
But I kept like looking over here and being like, I kind of want this building for that reason. And so like it just all worked out. And it's a great location and everything like that. So it really worked out.
And some things really worked out. Like this room has couldn't be more perfect for a podcast room, right? Like it was just already here, not the rest of the stuff, but the actual cement block room.
Wow.
Yeah, we walked through it and we're like, oh, this actually has a great floor plan for a real estate office, and we don't have to move walls around. So
That's great.
Yep.
How full circle, too. Yeah, that's amazing. I didn't know that story.
We did have to remodel a lot.
yes.
I mean, I've seen some
we had to
photos.
move walls, but we had to redo everything else.
If you were here before they were here, it's a lot more beautiful now.
Yeah.
So what do you love most about serving Sonoma and Marin Counties?
Gosh, well, I guess it's cool that you say Sonoma and Marin, because
Yes.
of course I grew up in Marin.
Yes.
And Sean grew up here. So I guess it's just because this is where we've always lived and we understand the communities and you know, I always get excited if I get to go, I get to go down to, you know, Tiburon or wherever to do real estate. Like it's nice to, it's great to be very hyper local like we are here for Petaluma, but it's also, you know, we can do anywhere, and it's fun to do the different areas and have experience and knowledge in them.
Yeah. Yeah. And like behind the scenes knowledge. Like I grew up on this street. I used to play over here. My best friend lived here. Like very, very hyper local. That's amazing. How do you see LivXplore contributing to the local community beyond just buying and selling homes?
Well, kind of like what you said, we try to be like more ingrained within the community, know what's going on, so therefore we can support local businesses or activities or Butter and Egg Day or whatever events going on, because we try to track those events or new businesses in town and try to like incorporate them and let our clients know about them.
Right.
I think that we just naturally have a good feel for what's going on. What do you think?
Well, and also what you're doing with all the local businesses.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
Great point.
100.
100 of
100
them.
businesses have been on here.
That's crazy.
Being promoted. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's funny to like look through the list of everybody that's like walked through these stores. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say most of them I didn't know until this. So it's
Right.
pretty exciting.
Yeah.
To learn all of that. So yeah. So kind of tapping onto that, you built this in-house podcast studio, which is not something you see in most brokerages. What inspired you to do that? Was it the fact that the walls were here?
No, it was Isaiah Chass and I were doing a podcast, and we were trying to do it at my house or wherever we could, and just the production quality wasn't there. My dog would bark at the wrong time or something like that. And so, like Nieves said, when we got this room, it was a storage room with some shelves and some stuff in it. And I looked around, I was like, what am I going to do with this? And I was like, oh, wait a second, this can be the podcast room. So we were doing podcasts, and we were just spending so much time like trying to put together decent production, and just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So then this became like a natural fit then that way.
That's amazing.
and just you know, just a benefit for anyone
Yeah.
who wants to use it here.
Yes.
I mean, you obviously really take
Yep.
advantage of it, but any agent
Yeah.
here can do their own.
Mike does a good
Yeah,
amount.
Mike does
Yeah,
some. Alan.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's for everyone.
Yeah, it's amazing. Really amazing. A good bonus. What have you loved most about seeing agents like me use the studio?
Just growth again. Like
Yeah.
I like kind of piggyback what Nieves said, was that I just saw it as a great way to build your brand,
Totally.
and get information out that's not necessarily related to real estate, to promote community and things like that, and each agent to like kind of develop their own flavor that way. So just seeing it happen. I mean,
Yeah.
you're at your 100,000,
Yeah.
so that's really good. So
Yeah, that must be cool
in
to see
itself.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That definitely goes kind of back to the explore part of our name too. It's like really gives
Yeah.
people. It's fun to hear from people, you know, like parents I run into at school, like, oh, I tried out that, you know, store that you were talking about on your podcast. I love it. I didn't even know it was there. It's just kind of fun to
Yeah,
like,
that's
tie
awesome.
that all together. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and we like the stories when people that don't know you, now they know you.
Yes, that's true. I kind of forget about it too, and I put it out there. I'm like, oh, they do like know my voice at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot it like goes out to people. That's amazing. Or somebody else say something that I said on a podcast, like when you talked about whatever. I'm like, I said that. Oh, oops.
You're at the lake. And people are
Totally,
coming up to
everybody
you.
knows everything about us. Totally
from the podcast.
Totally. That actually has happened at the lake.
Yeah.
That's actually, I'll tell you that story later. Yep.
I think that's how you met Kristen.
That is how I met Kristen. That is exactly how I met her. That's so funny. What's something most people misunderstand about real estate agents or the buying and selling process? I know real estate agents can have a negative connotation sometimes.
Boy, so
Gosh,
many
there's so
things.
many.
That it's so easy.
Yeah.
What did you even do? You just
Totally.
sit around and get a paycheck.
Yes, totally.
I mean, yeah, if you're like really good at what you do, it's like the first conversation we had, like anticipating problems.
Yes.
Like that's how it, like maybe that's the biggest compliment is
That's a
like
good
them
point.
saying, gosh, what did you do? Like, you know, because then, you know, they're going through that process and there's no bumps that way. So, ultimately, yeah, we want people to be like, you know, we don't want us to question our value, but we want them to have like a great experience that way going through.
That makes sense. That's a great point. Yeah, what did you do? Yeah. I try to mention it to clients in like I've handled this and I've handled that, like casual kind of way so they know that I am working on things.
Yeah. I would say that like, I think everyone thinks we party nonstop, which I think there is that element some people do, but I can tell you that like, we have a bar in the office and it just keeps accruing more alcohol because our agents are drinking less and less, and like most of us don't even drink now.
Totally.
Yeah, so
and I definitely can't drink when I'm working.
Yeah, so we don't party as much as
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the agents in this office too are all really hard workers.
Yes. But I think like the reality shows, like they think that like we're constantly socializing and having like a glass of champagne. And
Totally.
Like, yeah, no. I mean that does happen every now and then, but not really.
No, not as often as we would like.
Yeah.
Because then we have to go write an offer after. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's very cool. So how do you see the real estate industry evolving over the next few years?
Oh gosh, I think that it's going to be really exciting because you have AI that's coming in. It's going to be ingrained more and more within every business. I think it's going to continue to empower agents that embrace it that way and make the experience so much better for clients that way. So I see it like empowering good agents that embrace it to so there's less oops, there's less bumps down the road. So it's a better experience that way. I don't think it'll really like there will be models like I think like, you know, we've always had help you sells here in the industry, so there may be people that try to sell their homes, you know, using AI. I think like they'll find out that there's going to be oopses and we do more than nothing that way.
Definitely.
But yeah, really I just see more of like just making the buyer and seller experience more seamless that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Great. What's like a piece of advice you would give someone who's thinking about buying or selling in today's market? I know today's market's a little crazy.
Well, they should just call us.
I like that advice.
Yeah.
I like that advice.
Don't listen to me, listen to our agents.
That's true. Call Nieves. That's so funny. No, I do think though, like speaking to that, it's good to find a professional, like a true professional to navigate this market.
Yes. It makes a huge difference. Right?
It really does.
Who you elect to work with makes a huge difference. And you know, there's lots of realtors, but certainly you have to select someone that you feel good about, that can communicate with you, but also, you know, the someone who has the knowledge, like what we were talking about earlier, and the tools and the you know, ability to, if there is an issue, to navigate through that. There is a lot to it, and I think that people, buyers and sellers, you know, if you've not done it before, you don't know where to start. Right. So you know, the advice is just like call someone, call one of us here, and then that is how you get started.
I love that. Yeah.
Even if it's way out, even if you're selling in 6 months or next year or whatever, you know, you start with the education and the understanding so that you're prepared.
I prefer it that way too. If they're not looking for like another year, let's get started.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Get the conversation started. Get everything in order. Especially if they're selling, getting the house prepped. Yep. Yeah. I love that. Great advice. What's it like working together as a married couple, and who brings what strengths to the business?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we've already kind of like talked about our different roles. So I would say that like Nieves does more of like the managing, more of like the day-to-day issues that way. I would say that I'm always looking to like business development, processes, how to increase efficiency, things of that nature. So we have our different roles that way, wouldn't you say? That's pretty much how things are structured.
And I mean, everything just kind of rolls into one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, who's meeting the stager and when's Luke getting home.
Totally.
It's all in the
Totally.
same.
Yeah.
It's all intertwined,
Yeah.
I love that. I have asked Jeff if he wants to work with me, but he said no. So I'm a little jealous. I was going to combine those conversations. That's amazing. What has been one of your proudest moments in starting LivXplore?
I'm really bad at this. People always say that I'm never good at like understanding my accomplishments.
Like celebrating the wins?
Yeah.
You mean you don't
I don't know.
drink
I would say that
champagne every
we're I mean, our overall production, I think, is pretty impressive for the amount of agents that we have that way. You know, we're doing about 175 deals a year, something like that.
That's
that
amazing.
way. So no, I'm proud of that, but I want that to grow too. So I'm not good at this because I'm always like, we're not big enough. We
Totally.
need to grow. There's so much more. I'll be happy when we get to this, and then when we get there, I won't be happy because
Totally.
So like,
I can relate to
you're
this.
you're probably the one that can answer that better than I can.
Well, I think probably the team that we've attracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
And good retention, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is huge in real estate.
Yeah. Yeah. That really makes us
Yeah.
extremely happy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. What's your vision for LivXplore? Maybe this is a you question here. What are we celebrating here? What's your vision for LivXplore over the next 5 to 10 years?
10 years, I have no idea. The next 3 to 5 years, just continuing to develop tools that agents can use and again, provide a better experience for the agents, which will translate to a better experience for the clients that way. I'm really looking forward to all of the cool things that are happening within the AI industry and just figuring out how we can incorporate that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Like to as we provide a better and better service for agents, we'll continue to recruit, and I think that will continue to attract top performing agents that way. So I want to grow the office and then eventually branch out and create additional offices. So.
That's great. Wonderful. So from your perspective as founders, what makes an agent truly stand out, and what have you seen in agents who are really building something special within LivXplore?
What makes an agent stand out within the industry?
Like the agents here in this office within the industry.
It's so hard to describe that.
Because we're all so different in here.
Yes. Everyone's hardworking. We talk about this, like real estate offices you go into and no one's there.
True.
Like, people don't even come
that's so
into
true.
the office.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true.
And here, everyone's working. Everyone's very focused. Everyone has a lot to contribute. And no one's shy.
That's for sure. We can get a little loud in here.
But it's very positive.
Yes.
Because I think that there are agents that are not,
that's a great point.
Are, negative or scared or worried about what the next thing is coming. Oh no, that's going to kill our
right.
That's going to kill
There's
our
no
business.
negative
That's going to kill
Nancy's
our
here.
That doesn't happen.
That's
It
a
doesn't
great
work.
point.
I would say everyone's resilient here. I mean, that's what it takes to be a good agent.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that a lot of people will say oh, I want to be a real estate agent, and they'll give a solid 60 days to be successful, and be really motivated, be showing up to the office, and what can I do, and stuff like that. But around those 60 days, and as we know, 60 days is not long enough.
Probably not getting a paycheck.
The stars have aligned if you if you have gotten that escrow in 60 days. Probably it's more like 6 months, right?
Totally.
So a lot of people, you can see that they start looking around, being like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? This doesn't feel good. Even though you're like, hey, it's gonna take 6 months. It's gonna take 6 months. It's gonna take 6 months. Naturally, they somehow still think that they're going to do it in 60 days. So I would say just resilience and everything that you guys just said, but it just comes down to people that are positive and maybe confident in themselves and and understanding that no, it's going to take time, and when things go wrong, that's okay, and they're going to pick themselves up. So I really think resilience is probably the number one quality that way.
Yeah,
so.
that's interesting.
And being able to be personal too. I think people hide behind their phones so much now. Oh, did you call that person? Well, I sent them a text. And like, it's so.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Whereas everybody's kind of on the phone in here.
In here, I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
it's noisy.
It's noisy.
Yeah.
For that
Yeah.
reason, in a good way.
People- yeah.
It's still a face-to-face business.
Yes.
It really is.
And-
Yeah.
And just having, I guess it's a confidence thing, you know,
Yeah.
just
That's true.
picking
Yeah.
up the phone.
Yeah. That's a really good point. That's actually something I was reading an article that we need to be working on that with our kids. Like there's like the
'cause
new
they don't
age of
know.
kids are scared to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
So, but I noticed my kids are not, and I think it's because they hear
It's 'cause
me
of you,
because of
yeah.
this industry.
Uh-huh.
Like it hasn't occurred to them to be
Yeah.
scared to pick up the phone because I'm on the phone all day. But no, so that's funny that you said that. Is there anything else I may have missed that you would like listeners to know?
Amy's a great agent.
Oh, I love that one. Good plug.
If you haven't figured that, if it's taken you 100 episodes to figure that out, I'm going to clarify it for you right now. That
I
Amy
do
is an
try to
excellent
sneak it
agent.
in every time. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Where can listeners find the office and the website and all the things and social media?
Well, stop by here anytime at 10 4th Street in Petaluma, right next door to the museum. You know, come by at Butter and Eggs or Veterans Day or anything like that because all the events happen right out front here. Antique Fair, American Graffiti, we're right in the middle of all of it. So that's where you can find us actually physically. And then the website is LivXplore.com. All of the agents are on there.
Perfect.
Including Amy and the rest of the team.
Great.
And follow us on social media. LivXplore. I think it's just LivXplore on
perfect.
Instagram.
I'll look and put in the show notes too.
And Facebook page also.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for celebrating with me.
Congratulations on the 100th episode.
100 episodes. So crazy. And thank you so much for listening.
If you like what you hear, please be sure to like and subscribe, learn more about Sonoma County and all that we have to offer here.